I told my sister she gets pregnant too much, and now my whole family hates me. My older sister Grace has always been the favorite kid in our family. She got all the new clothes and toys while I got her hand-me-downs. She got taken to nice restaurants while I stayed home with leftovers. When Grace was 19, she dropped out of high school to have her first baby. Now she's 36 with 4 kids and just announced she's pregnant again. Meanwhile, I went to college, got a job as a virtual assistant, and since I work for American companies, I make really good money, like way more than most people in my country. The second my parents found out how much I was earning, everything changed. Grace started asking me for small things at first. Baby clothes, formula, diapers. I didn't mind helping out because I had plenty of money left over for myself. But then the requests got bigger and bigger. She wanted me to pay for baptism parties, birthday celebrations, professional photo shoots for every milestone. Then she started asking me to pay for preschool tuition for all 4 kids. The worst part was she hired a nanny and expected me to pay the nanny's salary too, while Grace would spend her days going to clubs and hanging out with friends. I kept paying because I figured I was helping family. But last month I finally saved enough for a down payment on a townhouse. It's small, but perfect for me. I was so excited to finally have my own place. When I told Grace I couldn't give her money anymore because I was paying a housing loan, she got this weird smile on her face. "That's perfect," she said. "Now we can all move to the city with you. I can finally get a job and the kids can go to better schools." I stared at her confused. Then I realized she thought I bought a house for the whole family to live in together. I told her no, that I was living there alone, that this was my house that I worked hard for. Grace's face went from happy to furious in about 2 seconds. She started screaming at me right there in my parents' living room. She called me selfish and ungrateful, said I had no regard for family and that I was just a money-hungry witch, that I should be ashamed of myself for abandoning my nieces and nephews. My parents were standing right there, nodding along with everything she said. Something in me just snapped. I looked at her and said, "At least I don't collect baby daddies like they're Pokemon cards." The room went completely silent, but I wasn't done. "You keep spreading your legs for random guys, but you can't find time to use your brain to get a job?" Grace ran out of the room crying. My mom started yelling at me about respecting my sister. My dad said I was a disgrace to the family. Within an hour, my phone was blowing up with texts and calls from aunts, uncles, cousins I hadn't talked to in years, all of them telling me how horrible I was. My aunt left me a voicemail saying I should be ashamed for attacking a pregnant woman. My uncle sent me a long message about family values and how I was being selfish keeping all my money to myself. Even my grandma called to lecture me about respecting my elders. Grace posted on Facebook about how her ungrateful sister refused to help her struggling family. She didn't mention the part where I'd been paying her bills for 3 years. Now half my relatives won't talk to me, and the ones who do just want to tell me how wrong I was. The crazy part is nobody seems to care that Grace has 5 kids with 4 different guys and no job, but me wanting to live in my own house that I paid for somehow makes me the villain.